Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Everquest Old School. And on tonight's episode, I am over inside Eastern Waste, guys, and we are killing walruses here. Now, I am joined today by Chupa. He's not on comms right now. He's doing something over there, but he is over here helping me kill these things. Now, these are super green to him. He's not actually getting experience from this stuff, and neither will I because I'm in the group with him. But we are trying to get some walrus meat out of these things. And what you'll do is you'll actually get the walrus meat, and you'll take that and some of the pelts that we've gotten from those cougars that we were killing a while back. I think it was probably like 20 or 30 episodes back. We were killing those guys. You take some of those pelts and this, you turn it in, and you get a pretty nice set of, what was it? It was the sleeves, or I think it's sleeves, yeah? Either way, the sleeves, and they're really good, guys. So it's kind of nice that Chupa's taking the time to come over here and help me, because like I said, he's not getting anything out of this other than the pure enjoyment of being in this zone. And I just wanted to show you guys what this zone looked like, because I happen to love snow. I know Chupa, he gets enough snow where he's at on occasion. He's not really a big fan of it, but for somebody who lives down further south and never gets snow ever, like in their entire life, it's beautiful to see in video games. And this is one of those zones that has like the wind whistling in the background. You can see the snowflakes falling, and I kind of like the fact that they've made the snow so bright that it's actually somewhat blinding when you have some sort of light source on you. Like for me, my shield is a light source, and you can actually see the blinding light kind of being reflected from underneath me. Whereas Chupa's over there on his guy, I guess he doesn't have a really bright light source on him, because I really don't see, light radiating away from him. But it's kind of the same way from what I've, listened to stories of people who live further north and they have a lot of snow. It kind of reflects that back. And if you live all the way up in Alaska, they actually have like special glasses with little slits in them, because you can go snow blind. There's so much light being reflected off of that. So it's kind of cool to see them, integrate that into a game like this that is as old as it is, and yet somehow still, can best some of the new games that are coming out that don't even do that. It just shows you the passion and the amount of work that went into this game when they first made it. So I definitely appreciate that. I guess I should come over here and loot these things to see if they actually drop anything. Walrus meat is what we're looking for. Okay, so we got a tooth here. I'm gonna go ahead and link that. I don't know what that's for, but that is magic item, lore item, primary, secondary, 6 damage, 3 strength, 6 stamina, 22 delay. That's actually not bad. That's actually a pretty nice little thing right there. I don't know how much those go for, but it's not no trade, so you can definitely loot that and sell it. I'll let Chupa snag that one, because he is being kind enough to come over here and help me. If he can make a little bit of money off of that. Plus, to be honest, I don't make my way over to Eastern Commons that often to sell, so that's going to be kind of nice for him to be able to run over there and maybe sell that, or give it to a... there's another one right here, so I'll take one, you take the other one, because they're lore, so I can only loot one. Wow, I wonder how often those drop and what they're worth. I don't know, we'll have to look that up next time we're over next to the Eastern Commons. It's still pretty nice though, guys. It has stats on it. The main thing about that is it is a magic item. So if you give that to a newbie who's just starting the game out, this will allow them to attack will-o-wisp and things of that sort, because most of the items you get at a low level aren't magic. So this is kind of a nice little weapon here. I like that. Make sure you snag that one over there before it despawns, unless of course you already have one, and then you won't be able to get it. But yeah, I definitely appreciate the way this zone looks. You got the trees, but they're all covered in snow. I mean, that's kind of a cool little thing to throw in there. You could definitely make this like a desert, an open snowy desert where there's nothing there to behold. But they didn't do that. They didn't go that route. They put hills and things of that sort in here. And ooh, there we go. Walrus hide. There's a walrus hide, and there is a walrus tooth as well. So not exactly what we're looking for, though, right? Not the hide, huh? Ruined. So I'll take that. Might be able to make some clothing out of that, though. We'll have to take a look at it later. But yeah, I mean, the hills, one of the things that me and Chupa were kind of talking about was that if you come over here, it's an outside zone. There's a lot of roamers all over the place. So you can definitely, yeah, the fatty walrus meat. Yeah, you can definitely do a lot of soloing if you're with the right class. The only downside to that is what Chupa was saying is there's so many hills, you kind of block your view of what's around the corner. So it's very easy to kind of, run into things that you're not planning on running into in a inopportune time. So you can, die rather easily if you're not watching what you're doing very carefully. But the way I look at it is, when you're soloing, there's always that chance that you're going to bite off more than you can chew. It's just it's safety in numbers. I mean, that's why a lot of people will group together so that they don't really have to worry too much about getting too much more. And if they do get too much more, the group kind of comes together, everybody picks up the slack, and you're able to take on sometimes 3, 4, even 5 mobs at once without too much difficulty. You may have to med in between, but you should be able to survive the fight. If that happens when you're by yourself, 3, 4, or 5 mobs, you're either running, gating, or you're already dead. So, I was looking at your pet, and I'm like, he's taking some damage now, but it was actually the walrus that was almost dead. So he gave me a little fright there, guys. But he's perfectly fine. Yeah, I don't think your pet's even gonna like break a sweat taking these guys on, to be honest. Let's see. Oh, fatty walrus meat already, guys. We got one. Jeez. Now, can you eat these things? Should I put it in like the very last backpack to make sure that this is too big to fit into the backpack? Okay, so I need to put it into, there we go. All right, so I got one already. And we got the high quality walrus hide. I wonder if I can use that to make a weight reduction backpack. Check to see if it is meat. It says it's meat. Let me go ahead and link it real quick so you can see it. Right there. So that didn't take too long, guys. It doesn't say it's a mil. No, it doesn't. It just says it's 1 pound medium class all and race all. So I guess maybe you don't eat it. And you just need one of those, right? Or do you need more? Just one? And how much do those normally sell for? Because I was looking for one over in the East Common Tunnels. Nobody happened to be selling one at the time, but I wasn't even sure what the price would be. About 15 platinum? That's not bad. I guess, if you're going to be over here for a while, you might as well loot as many of those as you possibly can. Wow, these tooths are dropping like crazy. That is actually pretty nuts, guys. I'm going to go ahead and keep looting these hides and see how well this works out for us. So we just need one of those, and then of course we need a few, is it 2? 2 of the Kukra hides, right? I think it's 2 of them. Just one? Okay, so just one of each, and then we can go turn those in. I don't know where we're going to be turning them into, how hard that is to get to those. Low quality? Yeah. We got a ton of those last time we were there. If you guys watched the video, I think I had 2 of the backpacks, the crates that you buy from the NPC there, that actually gives you a few more slots. These right here, these deluxe toolboxes. These things are pretty cool. No weight reduction on them, so you're not getting that, but you are getting a giant size container that holds 10 items, and it only weighs 3.5 pounds. When I say only, I mean if you're not playing a monk, that's not bad. If you're playing a monk, then yeah, you probably aren't going to want to waste 3.5 pounds on a backpack, let alone stuff that goes in it that doesn't have any weight reduction. So it's going to be up to you how you do that one. I was told, actually, I did get a backpack from one guy. Let me see, what's it called? The Traveler's Pack? Is that what it's called? No, that's not it. The guy had a backpack, and he said it was sold, I think it was over there in the Erudite City, from one of the vendors, and it's a weight reduction backpack. I think it's like 10% weight reduction that you can buy from the vendor, and it holds all the way up to like large items or something like that. I had never seen it before, but that's where he said he had gotten it from. And he says anytime he makes a monk, he goes over there, he buys a whole bunch of them, and he gives them to his monk that way. So I'll have to check into that, make sure that's actually a thing. But the guy seemed pretty trustworthy. The dude was like completely decked out in like the best warrior gear I had ever seen on a low-level person like that. So he's definitely had some money on him and some knowledge, I'm guessing, or at least a very wealthy friend. But it seemed like he knew what he was talking about. Let's come over here and loot this. Make sure we're not missing anything. Nope, nothing on that one. This is pretty nice. But these are going to get us my wisdom armor, the wisdom sleeves. Because if you look at my character, I just figured, since I had a little bit of platinum, I'd go ahead and see if I can upgrade a few things. And Chupa went ahead and told me about this Goblin Tear Ring. It's 2 AC, 2 strength, 6 wisdom, and 10 mana. which is pretty nice in the form of wisdom if you're still looking for that. 255 is when you max out. So if you've already reached your limit on wisdom, then this item's probably not the one you're going to be looking for because it only has 10 mana on it. There are other items out there that just have pure mana, and those are ones that you will kind of change to down the road. There we go. We've got another piece of meat on that one and a ruined hide. Now we're going to leave that ruined hide there. But yeah, that went ahead and cost me about 300 platinum. There was a couple other guys selling one before I even realized that it was a lore, and they were selling theirs for 450. So if you sit there long enough, you will find a pretty decent price on it. You just may have to do it during peak hours, and you may have to, be thrifty. Sit there for a little while and try to, nickel and dime the guys down a little bit. Because I don't think the guy who sold it to me for 300 platinum really wanted to, but when I offered it, he was like, okay. So now that I know that it actually goes for a little bit more, he may have been sitting there for a few hours trying to sell it, just didn't have very much luck, and then I come along and offer him, 50 or 100 platinum less than what he wants, and he takes it. So, like I said, the longer you sit there, usually the better prices you have, or will get out of it anyways. Now, I did try selling my giant toes for, I think I started at like 30 platinum, and I went all the way down to 15 platinum. Nobody was taking them. Nobody was buying them. There were like 15 or 20 other people there that were also selling giant toes, and a lot of them had like 20 or 30 of them. I know they're supposed to be worth platinum, and I'm sure there's going to be those times of the day that you get on and nobody's selling one and you need one and you're just sitting there shouting for one over and over again, but that's not the case, at least from what I've seen lately. So, I'm going to hold on to them. I'll put them in the bank or something like that, and I'll see if maybe I can give them to somebody down the road, or maybe I can sell them for a few platinum. But I'm kind of glad I didn't have more than 4 because they're taking up a lot of space. Now, one of the other things that we kind of got wrong are these black pearls. These black pearls are not worth 500 platinum. Those are the black sapphires. Those are worth about 500 platinum, and they drop in higher up zones like Seb and things of that sort. So these black pearls, they're worth about 11 to 12 platinum apiece, depending on your charisma. I think I found one NPC that was willing to give me 17 after I put on, I think I had like 4 charisma items in my bank. So you can definitely do it that way. You can sell them for a little bit of cash. Don't know if, I don't know what the normal price is from buying from an NPC, because you can just go to an NPC and buy those. So if you find somebody who's working on their jewel crafting and they happen to need that item, you might be able to sell it to them for, 2/3 of what it's actually worth from an NPC. They get a deal, you make a little bit more money, and that kind of evens it out. But I don't know if it's really worth it to sit there and do it if it's more than like 19 platinum, because if you're gonna have to sit there for too long, chances are it's not really going to be worth it for you to hold on to it. Just sell it to an NPC. But like I said, we'll have to see about that. We got another piece of meat. Wow. Okay, we're definitely getting a lot of pieces of meat here. What we can do with those, instead of selling them, guys, is we can give them to the other characters that we have. Because I don't believe you said this was Cleric only, right? I think it's just wisdom classes. So we do have Hydros with his Cleric. Ooh, there's another piece of meat. We got a Hydros with his Cleric. We got a few other people who have like shamans and things of that sort. So if they can wear this armor, Corvallis can get one. See, there we go. Yeah, Hydros with his holds giants items too. Chupa has one in the bank, low quality. Oh, okay. So,
I'm back.
Oh, okay. There we go. There's Chupa. So, what's the exact item? Do you still have that link that you can send me for this one?
I do not. It's on Chupa.
Oh, okay.
But they're cougar skin sleeves. It's 6 AC, 3 dex, 3 stamina, 3 wisdom, and 1 weight. All, I believe, or wow. Maybe just not the ink casters. Excuse me.
Right. Wow, 1 pound is not bad. That's actually really nice.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
And that's definitely better than what I'm wearing right now, guys. I have the barbed arm plates, right? Which, they're not horrible or anything like that. 7 AC, 2 dexterity. They're just not really made for a wisdom cast, because I don't really get anything useful out of that. So I'll probably just end up giving those to, a newbie, or throwing them on my Shadow Knight or something down the road with that. There's really not a whole lot of more pieces I need to upgrade. My pants, or the Shin Greaves, 10 AC, 5 resist to disease. They're actually the pants that you use to make lambent armor for bards. And so they're not really made to be worn. They just happen to be better than the bronze that I was wearing, so I went ahead and threw those on. And then, of course, I still have bronze boots. But that's not really a big thing that I'm kind of looking forward to upgrading anytime soon, because I want to actually sit there and nice, thank you. I want to actually sit there and go to the Golden Afridi room and get my boots that way. That just happens to be one of my favorite rooms, favorite camps out of pretty much the whole game. It's right up there with a number of ones on like Lower Guck and Seb and things of that sort. So I kind of want to do that one in person and just show you guys that, because they do sell, I think, for like 2K, right? Last time I saw them, 2 to 3K.
Which ones are those? Sorry.
The Golden Afridi boots.
Yeah, they still sell for about 3K or so.
Yeah, so it's quite a bit of money, but like I said, it's a fairly easy camp. It's just a long one. I think it's like 45 minutes or something in between. There we go. We got another piece of meat right there. So this stuff actually drops pretty quickly. So as long as you have, somebody who can tank these things and you can kill them. Did you ever fight these back when they were actually like blue or even to you?
No.
So you don't know like if these things hit really hard or if they...
Yeah, I haven't been paying attention to the pet either.
Well, he takes a little bit of hits. I mean, I have to heal him every once in a while, but it's nothing fantastic or anything like that. So, but then again, you're really high level compared to what these guys are. They're blue to me right now. They're dark blue. Actually, one of them's green.
I'm getting some experience from a couple of them. Nothing to take note of at my level, but yeah. So you've gotten a few.
Oh, see, I didn't even
experience 1, 2, 3, probably 4 or 5 of them so far.
So some of them are pretty high level and some of them not so much.
Right.
But it's a beautiful place. I like it. It's desolate, but these things spawn really quickly. Like, you're killing these things just crazy fast, and they seem to always be up.
They're all over the place, yeah. Give me a sec.
So let me go ahead and heal his pet real quick, guys. And the fact that these weapons drop so much, they're kind of telling me that they're probably not going to be worth a lot, to be honest, because they drop so much. But like I said, if we can just give them to newbies, that's going to be fine. The fact that you can only have one at a time really will kind of drive up the price sometimes. So if you're going to be here for a while and then, you find out that they drop a lot, there's not much you can do about that other than to... I don't really like doing it, but Eartern definitely doesn't like it when you do it, which is, for those of you who don't know who that is, he's one of the main GMs here on the server. You can duel each other and, leave the item on your corpse, and then you can come back and loot those corpses at a later date and get those items one by one as you sell them and things of that sort. The only reason I would suggest doing something like that is if you are, with a group of people and one of them happens to go link dead and it was his turn, you don't want that stuff to rot. I'm okay with usually people doing that kind of stuff because it's only going to be sitting there for a little while and you already have a person in mind who's going to take it. He just hasn't come back from link dead or something like that. So in that situation, you're probably safe. But Eartern has been known to see people who are camping in the same spot, being very greedy about it, not moving on. Because, if it's a lore item, normally the rule of thumb is you kill there until you get the item, and then you leave and open it up for somebody else. But if you stay there and keep getting the item over and over and over again in the attempt to make money off of it, and you're just, corpsing the item, what he'll do from time to time, he'll just show up and disappear all your corpses. So all that time you sat there killing that item or killing that creature over and over and over again is for naught. He just undid everything you just did. So not really worth it in that situation, guys. So be kind of careful on that. Don't be too greedy in this game. Definitely.
Yeah, typically he'll get on and tell you, ask you to move along. And if you ignore him or just don't, that's when he starts getting getting nasty. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't really see it as being too nasty.
It's not. It's not. It's a whole play nice thing. You get what you came for. Move along.
Exactly.
Somebody's trying to come here for experience or for the same item, and they haven't had a chance yet. So you gotta roll.
Right. And he's not like forcing you to leave without getting the item, because sometimes you can sit there and camp a spot for days. And if you want to hear about that, you can talk to Chupa over here, who's done exactly that many times over for some of his epic pieces. There's another piece of meat right there. High quality. I hope we could use these high quality ones. I don't know about the Walrus because I've never looked at those online, but they sure do drop quite a bit, man. I've been trying to get high quality lion pelts, and they just do not seem to drop over in the Karanas. We've killed I think probably about 50 or 60 in one day when we're killing the spiders over there, the crag spiders with our ults.
Right.
And I think I got one the entire time. So it's a pretty rare drop off of the lions. And those I know for sure you can use on backpacks.
Oh, high quality walrus hides are used for the third Coldane ring quest.
Oh, well, that's not bad. I'm sure somebody's going to want those then.
Yeah, I'll take a couple of them.
Okay, I'll give them to you, man.
Well, I'll take it on Soju if you don't mind holding it for a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got plenty of space on my guy right now. I went to the bank and emptied out some of my equipment and stuff, things I was holding on to, so...
Yeah, I'll need them on Soju and Jiraxis, actually. It's just one each.
Oh, I think I got 3 already. Let me see. Got ruined, medium, high. Okay, so there's 1 high.
Do they stack?
2 high. No, they don't stack.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, so yeah, I got 3 high quality bear pelt or walrus pelts here. And then I got a medium and a ruined, and I'm gonna save those 2 just to see if I can actually make something out of them with my tailoring skill.
I have my other screen going.
Oh yeah, if you can check, that would be...
Medium walrus hide?
Yeah, medium and ruined, but if you can't do anything with medium, then chances are you won't be able to do anything with ruined. I just figured, chances are, if I'm lucky enough, they're kind of considered just like any other ruined or...
Nothing yet.
Oh, okay.
Maybe you can go ahead and destroy those or sell them.
Yeah. I mean, because all it really costs me if I try it, just to see if it actually does something, is a pattern. So if I fill up, I'll get rid of them, but if not, I'll just hold on to them and see if it actually works.
On the wiki anyways. Let me check Alakazam too. I mean, wiki's not always right, but...
Well, most of the time they are.
Yeah, they are. Medium quality.
Ooh, there's another high quality one. Nice. And these teeth, man. These teeth are dropping like crazy, guys. It's almost kind of worth it for you if you can get over here to this area. And I'll go ahead and do the LOC just in case you kind of want to find it that way. Although you're probably better off looking on the map on like the wiki to see exactly how to get over here. And at some point we'll probably come back here and I'll show you how to get around this zone and things of that sort. But to be honest, I'm not the most familiar with this zone. So we are at negative 8,223, positive 4,980, and positive 166. So
we are south of the ramp down to Kale against the southeastern zone wall.
Oh, okay. So it's a nice little safe area against the wall, huh?
Yeah, not too many. Well, I haven't seen any yet. Giants come through here. And as far as I can tell, the walruses are not social. But the Authorchristopher, I think they're called, the walrus men, I believe those are. And there's a few of those that roam around here a little bit.
Now, is there anything to be aware of when you're coming to a zone like this? Because I know when you get to the higher up zones, especially when you start coming over here to Avelius, faction starts playing a huge role in what you can and what you can't kill.
Coldane and Giants are in the area. That's pretty much it.
So just don't kill any Giants, otherwise you get bad faction on those guys?
If you don't want to lose faction with the Giants, you don't want to touch them.
And if you kill, how does that work? I keep forgetting there's 3 factions. If you kill the Giants, you get good faction with what?
Depends on where you kill them at. If you kill the Giants out here, I believe they give Coldane faction. If you kill the Giants that are inside Kale, I believe they give the Skystrike faction, which is the Dragons.
And which faction, because I know everybody has their own opinions, but as far as you're concerned, what factions would you suggest different classes go after? Or is it just whatever your guild's doing at the moment?
Whatever the guild's doing, pretty much. It's kind of hard to go against your guild just because of the fact that if you're going to be raiding. But there are certain factions that are better for certain classes, just because of the stats on the gear.
Right. I mean, I have seen top tier guilding, guild raids actually go in and within like a day or a day and a half, max out your faction, completely from one side to the other. So they're concentrating on like Giants, and then they go all the way over to Dragons one week.
It will flop back and forth depending on what they're after at the time.
So I mean, it's not too big of a deal as far as I've heard. You can really kind of fix that faction if you know what you're doing. And of course, like if you're going with a raid, all you got to do is do like an area effect and get that little hit in there, and you'll get you get that little faction hit off of it. And they kill so quickly that it shouldn't take you too long. There's not really going to be any danger in it. So.
Right.
But if you're going to be doing it by yourself, then like Chupa said, you might want to go ahead and look it up, the stats on each one of the different factions. Could you give it? I mean, do you know like what the intel classes should go towards, or wisdom classes?
I believe that the casters want to go towards Sky Shrine. I believe is what it is. Tanks, like Warrior, Shadow Knight. I believe the best ones are the Kale ones because they have a little more stamina on them and stuff. It all really depends on how much effort you want to put towards it.
Right.
Some are way easier to get than others.
Well, that one's a hard one to say, because if you're not in a guild and you're doing it by yourself, then chances are you're going to want the easiest ones that you can possibly do.
Right.
If you're in a guild and your guild happens to not be doing what you want to do, then again, you're kind of going it alone, and you're probably going to want the easier ones. So,
like, say for instance, the Thurgoden armor, which is the dwarf armor. You can go to the Kale Arena with a decent group and farm around there, and you're going to get drops.
Actually, that's one of the places I remember spending the most time, is in that arena that you're talking about.
Yep.
But it's kind of dangerous, though. Like, you got to put yourself against the wall when you first enter there, and you pull there, and it can, like, if you don't know what you're doing, it could be very, very bad.
That's where a lot of the trains spawn from, because people will go invis. Most of the mobs in the core of the city don't see invis, but once you start going north and south from the main road, that's when they start seeing invis. So the arena, there are mobs that, as soon as you come into the arena, the outer arena area, there's mobs like on these pillars on the left and right side of the cave. They see invis and they'll jump down and start attacking you.
Nice.
People start freaking out and running, and trains galore. It's terrible.
You know, it's amazing though that in this game, you know, because you'll play other games out there where invis is not really a very useful spell, because once you get to a high enough level, just everything sees through invis. In this game, they really found a nice balance to where invis is still a very highly useful spell in a lot of zones. But then every so often, you'll find in just the right spot, in the right zone, your invis is completely worthless. Like, you're going to have to kill a little bit, and then you can go back to being invis. And it just seems like they've done, you know, they just really put their mind to work and said, where can we put these mobs strategically so that it really kind of impacts the game, but yet at the same time doesn't just get rid of the fact that invis is just completely worthless.
Right.
So I definitely like that little, let me throw one invis guy here. And even more so than that, occasionally, like we have said before, when you kill a mob, it has a chance to spawn sometimes a higher level mob than itself, sometimes different classes of its own self in there. So sometimes you may get a wizard in the same spot as a warrior you just killed before, and different level progressions on each one of those different classes in that same spawn point is what I'm saying, guys. And so you may run by that area and he never sees through invis, and then yet one day you run by and it just happens to have like the wizard up, and all of a sudden he does see through invis. So, you know, you got to be very diligent and, you know, keep an eye out for stuff, con creatures, and just, you know, be aware of your surroundings, because it can get a hold of you pretty quickly. And if you lose invis in the middle of a zone, you got to remember you're not only trying to run away from that creature now, but you're running away from all the creatures that you passed while you're running in, and you're probably not going to make it. You know, it's pretty much a death trap for you when that happens. So, but guys, I think we're going to go ahead and end the episode here. We will start another episode when we finally get ready to turn in. I will show you that and what the item is, as well as, you know, the pelts and stuff like that. Show you everything that you need and who you talk to, because I want you guys to be able to come over here and do it yourself as well. Or, like Chupa said, just go ahead and buy these things over in these common tunnels for about 15 platinum, if you can find somebody who's selling them. I looked in there for probably a good hour and a half, and I didn't see anybody selling them today. So you may have better luck than I do, or you may have to sit there for a long time before you find one, but it's definitely doable. So I want to thank you all again for watching, guys. I'm AC Gamer. If you want to say anything before we head out, Chupa?
No, thanks for watching.
And we'll definitely catch you all next time.
Subscribe.
Hey guys, and welcome to the disembodied voice of AC Gamer. We are definitely going to be doing a lot more series in the future, but here are a few of them that you guys might find interesting. Of course, you're more than welcome to check them out. I would love to hear your comments. Again, if you do enjoy these videos, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe. It's definitely the indicator that I use to tell if you guys want to see more videos like that, of that particular game style, of that series in the long run. So when you guys leave comments down, it helps me decide whether we should keep doing it, as well as whether you want to see games like that in the future. And here are a few of them right here. I kind of picked out a few of different genres. We will be doing spotlights for other YouTubers in the future. So if you want to get a little shout out, definitely let me know. If you group with me, chances are you will get a shout out in here eventually. But for now, these are just 4 series that I have that I feel like could use a little bit more attention and that you guys might actually enjoy as well. Thanks again for watching, guys, and we will definitely catch you all next time.